Hey everyone, welcome to Neil Talks. My name's Neil, and it's time to talk Fringe. And it's been a little bit since I checked out an episode because of my travel and my subsequent illness. Anyway, I'm back at it, and I needed to refresh my memory a little bit about exactly where we left off. And we have sort of returned, obviously just temporarily, to our sort of weird thing of the week motif. But there's interesting stuff going on in the background. Charlie isn't Charlie. We still don't know what happened between Olivia and Belle. We just know that she was sent back to this world. But was there a conversation? What did Belle maybe do to Olivia? Really hard to know. Super curious to find out. I don't know whether we're going to progress along that greater storyline right away or whether we're just going to have sort of another episode of the week. There's communication between the worlds. There's people hunting Olivia down. To what end? I just need more info. So it's going to be a short preamble. I'm just going to jump right into it, I think, today. This is episode 4 of season 2. And it's called Momentum Deferred.
Previously on Fringe.
We have evidence that indicates William Bell may be involved with several biological attacks.
I'm William Bell.
Where am I?
I love the idea of this typewriter, that it exists in both realities. That's a head in a freezer. Liquid nitrogen, okay. Elias.
Mind if you speed things up, Kurt?
This is pre-person of interest, but okay.
I was wondering if I could get some directions.
What are you doing here? You're trespassing, pal. Why don't you get in your car and turn around?
Yeah, sure.
Keys are in his pocket.
Okay.
Let me know if he's in there. You know where to reach me.
One survivor. Oh. I was just about to say, very T-1000. Okay. He's a Mercury man.
I think I may be able to help you retrieve your memories.
He wants you to eat worms.
Not just worms, flatworms. How will we know unless we try? That's why it's called an experiment, Peter.
Thanks, I know what an experiment.
If Archimedes
Oh,
never
she's
decided
doing
to
it.
Take a bath. I was going to mix them with strawberries.
Because strawberry worm smoothie would be much better.
That makes 3 cryogenic facilities in a week. Same MO as Chicago and New York.
Can I see the body that's bleeding silver now? Fascinating.
Well,
Okay. Flashes of Belle.
you okay?
Yeah.
You're right, you look pale.
Yeah, I didn't get much sleep last night.
Oh. A little cannabis before bedtime does wonders. Huh? I recognize this.
So it's another shapeshifter, just like New Charlie. Okay. That explains. What are we doing with the heads?
They understand what he is.
You've been in this body too long. You're dying.
Oh.
You've asked for extraction.
They say not until the mission is done.
He's not here. There's another facility in North Carolina.
So someone's got a chip in their head or something?
Olivia Dunham is starting to remember. She may know where it's hidden.
His head? Then I suggest you do whatever it takes to make her remember.
Charlie is not having a good time.
You ever see that movie Invasion of the Body Snatchers? I was so scared I didn't sleep for a week. I was convinced that if I fell asleep, I was going to be replaced by a pod person.
Is this your way of trying to ask me if I'm scared?
I mean, I figure if you were scared, you'd tell me, right?
The bad news is that the shapeshifter's blood is 47% mercury.
Which means?
I'm not sure.
That he's highly toxic and bad for the environment.
Despite what we thought back then.
She wasn't a shapeshifter at all.
I'm afraid so.
So the shapeshifter is still alive. Which means by now, it could be disguised as anyone.
Mm-hmm. Could be anyone. Could be one of us.
I think I may know how to find him. Rebecca Kibner.
The girl you experimented on.
Yes, to see things others could not.
Oh, yes, a soldier.
If she was able to identify the shapeshifter once, she may be able to do it again.
Okay.
Starting your own pharmacy?
Oh, there we go. Let's fix that eye. Why am I cheering for Charlie right now? I think it's because I like Kirk Acevedo so much. Yeah, we've seen this hallway. It's very similar.
It's possible that these devices store a pattern of their last victim.
Then let's take a look, shall we?
Man, I still don't trust Nina at all.
You can see it all for yourself. Computer, from your cell phone. I can log you into our server. Public one, public server, of course.
Do you think she'll remember me?
I think she might. Walter, you didn't.
What's up?
Nothing. Hi, I'm Peter Bishop.
Walter? Is it you?
Hello, Rebecca.
Oh my god.
Walter?
It wasn't just during the experiments. I was recognizing people that didn't belong.
One of these things just doesn't belong. Sesame Street.
Mm-hmm.
You gave me a great gift, Walter. But no one knew where you were or how to reach you.
I was
Traveling.
Peter's playing wingman here.
It's mostly gone.
What if you could get it back? Your ability.
Yeah, sure.
Oh. Walter, you dog.
Actually, that one goes more on my temple.
You're an old pro at this, huh? Don't suppose you recall where I left my slippers.
Maybe she does.
Excuse me.
Ready to begin?
I feel like he
I think I've been ready for the past 10 years.
made a weird choice just before that. The way he pulled the needle out of the vial. Oh.
I met you once before. You were just a baby, but I sworn I saw. Oh.
That wasn't Peter.
Here we go.
We're ready, Walter.
I'm going to take you over the threshold. We're walking through Johnson Gate into Harvard Yard. Now we're passing University Hall. Memorial Church is up ahead.
Walter! Lydia!
Oh, the bell. The bell.
Olivia,
Ellie.
after all these years, it is so nice to finally see you again.
Again. This is not an episode of the week. Holy crap.
This is not at all the kind of reunion I'd always envisioned.
Dr. Bell, I've been trying to meet with you for over a year.
Willem, that's what you always called me when you were a girl.
When I experimented on you.
You're still a little disoriented from the time slips, aren't you? You're lucky. Most people who cross dimensions without your natural talent are simply torn apart.
Well, lucky isn't the word that I would choose. Lucky isn't the word I would choose.
What?
I don't know how much Mulder has told you by now.
He told me what you two did to me when I was just a girl.
We weren't trying to hurt you, Olivia.
Hey, guess what? You did.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. In any search for knowledge, there are always unintended consequences. In fact, you're just coming into your abilities. You're just coming into your abilities. I've seen history repeat itself enough times to know a war is coming. And we knew that we had to prepare a guardian, someone to watch the gate. But on this side, they've become more insidious. They have designed hybrids that can do things that humans can't. They can change shapes. They call them the first wave.
The first wave.
I don't trust you, Dr. Bell. Your company has been involved in, if not directly responsible for some of the most horrific things that I have ever seen. So what I want is not warmth or tea. It's the truth.
The truth will come out. It always does.
Season 3.
You may find that I'm more of an ally than you think. The storm is coming, and when it is over, I fear there will be little left of our world. If they find him, there will be no stopping them. And that is why you must find him first. Of all the children that Walter and I prepared, you were the strongest. You were always the strongest. Remember this symbol. It's hidden on their leader. That's how you'll know him. Olivia.
Olivia, can you hear me? Astro.
You should stand. I think it'll be less painful that way. Naine kalitero, anthropo apoton, patera tu. Tell that to Peter. You're going to need him by your side. Tell it to him.
Is that
He'll know what it means.
the same phrase she said
We're going to have to shop it out.
in the hospital bed? The one that he and his mom used to say to each other?
Momentum can be deferred.
Oh, okay, so
but
this
it must
is...
always be paid back in full.
This isn't happening now. This is when we pulled her out the first time. But she's just all remembering it now.
Physics is a bitch.
I need to speak to Nina Sharp.
Okay. Oh, the bell was a trigger.
I'm sorry, I'm just about to leave for Hong Kong.
I have a message from William Bell.
Cancel the plane.
I think I'd like to drive home with her.
You just said that all the drugs were out of her system.
Yeah.
How are you gonna get back home, Walter?
Uber.
The bus. Peter, I need some money.
It was a pleasure meeting you.
You too, Peter.
What?
Nothing. I'm sorry.
She realizes he doesn't belong in this world either. He's not first wave, but he was stolen 60% of the way.
What is this?
It's massive dynamic. They're rebuilding the image from the broken device.
Have you ever seen that before? That symbol?
No. I suspect it would be on his head, assuming that's what the cryogenic hijackings are about.
So their leader's dead?
That a storm was coming, and that the only way to stop it would be for me to find him before the Shapeshifters did.
A storm? Conclusion. Only one world would remain. It's what he called the last great storm.
Last in Hennings. That's where the leader is. But he's just ahead? Oh. No, Charlie. How would Charlie know?
We're at your service.
I don't trust her. Even though shape-shifting Charlie's suggesting.
We get a SWAT team inbound.
Oh, God, Charlie. I almost told her everything.
What do you mean almost?
What? I just realized where it is. Last in Henning's cryonics.
Oh, and here it is. Oh. We're just cutting right to that.
What are you doing?
Headshot, headshot, headshot. To sleep, perchance to dream. So is that the last we get of
Won't you come in?
Charlie Francis?
I don't think I should. Rebecca, what I did to you, it was wrong. No, no, you were young, and I took advantage.
What you did, you made me special.
I believe you were always special. I must go. Under 12 minutes.
Fixated on that bus.
They killed him for what?
To get close to you.
To open a door to the other side? And who are these people? And what do they want? What do we do to them?
Cryonics was hit 15 minutes before our protective detail arrived.
So they found who they were looking for.
Presumably.
I failed.
Olivia, we'll find them.
All right, are we going to recognize the head? There's the mark, yeah. Oh, we're going to give it a body. Okay. First of all, I got to tell you guys, things had gone a smidge different. I would have worked on this show. The first and second AD on this show, Brian Giddens and Warren Hanna, I worked with them for about 3 years straight. And I got poached by another team when they went on to Fringe. I don't regret any of it. I had a great time working with them, but things could have gone very differently. For one thing, I wouldn't be able to react to the show because I would have worked on the show. And it's cool seeing some stunt performers I know, some local actors I know in day roles, that sort of thing. There's that definite added novelty, not just of recognizing locations because it's filmed in Vancouver, but recognizing some cast and crew too. But let's talk about this episode, because this was definitely not just a weird thing of the week. We learned more about these soldiers from the other side, we now have a name for them, the First Wave, and they're Mercury men. They're shapeshifters. We knew that. Each one of them has this device that allows them to change from one look to another to another to another. But the one that changed himself into Charlie was trapped because his device was damaged and then taken away from him. And so he was slowly degrading, basically. But yeah, we found out that Charlie was a shapeshifter, and now he's gone. Livia had to kill him, but I don't think she's hung up on... I think she's wrapped her head around the fact that Charlie was already dead. Still, nevertheless, hard to shoot someone who looks just like one of your best friends. But I think she's smart enough to process that. But... Her challenge right now is she feels she's failed. The leader of this first wave, the guy we revealed at the end there, we found his frozen head. We've given him a new body. He's got that vaguely omega shaped brand in his scalp. Their presence in our world is not going to be good. But what exactly are their next steps? Where we're worried about these worlds colliding. We're worried about only one world surviving. It feels like this other world is more technologically advanced, even though it feels synchronous. It feels like it's the same time. It feels like it's in both of these worlds, it's 10 years after after 9/11. It feels like, except in one world the White House was destroyed, in our world the World Trade Centers went down. There's differences, different choices. But we had this really interesting expository scene. We finally saw the conversation between Olivia and Belle, triggered by this worm smoothie and the bell that Peter dinged while we were doing our hallucination thing, our psychedelic experiment. And it's all flooded back, and yeah, Olivia remembers, and she remembers the name of the cryogenic facility. She remembers this logo. She remembers the conversation, but it doesn't seem that knowing all of that stuff has helped. It came 15 minutes too late. So what's the first wave going to do next? And I always assumed that the Observer was from the other world. I didn't see him in this episode, but I can't say I was looking. But the more, like, he still could be, but he doesn't feel like he's part of this other world. He feels different somehow. I don't know whether, like, he's clearly had long connections with Walter. Bell doesn't seem connected with the first wave. He's just warning us about the first wave. Maybe the Observer works for Bell, but if the Observer worked for Bell, why wouldn't Nina know who and what the Observer was? I don't know. The Observer is still a big question mark in my mind that I don't fully understand. But it would appear that Charlie Francis is gone from the show at this point. Maybe we'll see him again in the odd flashback or something, but he died back in episode 1 of this season. The double has died this episode. I guess Kirk Acevedo's moving on to different things. We're learning more about our other characters. We're learning more about Walter. Walter had a history with this woman, Rebecca, who he experimented on back in the 80s. She remembers those experiments very, very fondly. They unlocked a gift in her, even though this gift is really just seeing people on this planet that don't belong on this planet. That would, to me, be a really unnerving, unsettling gift to have. But she looks on it quite fondly, and she looks on Walter with great fondness. And there's clearly some history, some chemistry there, some history there, all the subjects. And, Walter had a chance there if he wanted to take it. But what he needed to do was apologize. Even though she was a willing subject, he still apologizes. What he thinks, what he's realizing is how many victims his experiments in the past have, how many victims they created. And I don't think he was ever fully aware of that until now. So I like seeing Walter evolve in that way. And it's the first time I think, even though he often speaks sexually, this feels like the first time that he's actually been a sexual creature, even though he denied it. I think chose not to act. I mean, it's fun seeing that side of things and seeing how Peter deals with his dad like that. Actually being a pretty decent wingman, all things considered. I like that. But yeah, we got our answers about what Belle said to Olivia. Now we have to figure out what's happening next. What's the first wave going to do in our world, and how can we stop them? I guess we'll have to wait until next week to find out. So until then, everybody, take care, stay healthy. We'll see you soon. Cheers.